Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Melissa Holden, and I will be demonstrating what I call the Tunisian cast on and cast off, or bind up. What, I don't know. I'm just learning knitting, and I know when I was teaching sewing classes, I did a whole lot of things that saved a lot of time, and people were interested in them. So I thought, well, you probably don't want to do this, but or you may call it something else, because this is kind of a crochet cast on. Anyway, it does what you'll need for this. I should have started with that. Random yarn, knitting needle, crochet hook. Doesn't have to be any kind in particular. Use common sense. Slip knot. Slipped. Okay. You make a hole. I don't know how some people do it that way. I just bring some yarn up through the hole, and then you put that on your hook. Okay, now if you're a Tunisian crocheter, in fact, I thought about using one of my Tunisian hooks, but this one's just a regular H hook. 5.0. Okay. I'm going to do 5 just for demonstration purposes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there, we've got 1 on the hook. Like I say, if you've Tunisian crocheted before, it's similar. 2, oh, where did I get that from? Probably should explain that. Okay. I don't know what you're looking at, but if you look up that chain, you'll see it looks like a braid on one side, and you see 2. And in between, some people call them B's, and you just go right in between, in the middle. That's where I went through and pull it up. There's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 cast-ons, right, if I was Tunisian, but I'm going to knit this. So grab my little knitting needle here and switch, and you can do it any way you want to. That's just the way I've done it in the past. Like I said, I'm all about saving time. Okay, then casting off. This part is the part you're going to want to pay attention, because I save a lot of time. When you cast off with knitting, you have to take each one over the previous one. You know, that's a pain. It takes a long time when you made a sweater or an afghan and you have a lot of stitches. So what I do, if you have a Tunisian hook that's as long as your knitting needle, you can do all of them at once. So once you got this off, you cast it off just as you would Tunisian. Now I've heard it explained several different ways, but the way I always remember is you go through one loop. Okay, that one right there is the one I pulled through. That's not one. I go through one loop. So it's actually going to be 2, but I'm one of those loops that was on my knitting needle. Go through 2. Go through 2. Whoops, I went through 3. Go through 2. Ta-da! All done. And this is where you'll never do a craft without scissors. Who would? A pair of scissors. I didn't mention that you'll need scissors. Anyway. And then at the end. Now, typically there would have been some knitting that happens in between your cast on and your bind off. But anyway, that's what I call the Tunisian cast on and the Tunisian bind off. The end. I still don't have a catchphrase.